Hey everybody, this is Jim, Small Town Traditions. Hope y'all have been having a great Friday. I know down here in South Carolina we are having a great day. Um, weather's perfect. Couldn't actually ask for a better day. A little chilly this morning, but it wound up being a really pretty day out today. Haven't really had a whole lot of time to be able to go outside, but a little bit of time I've been able to go out there. It's been nice. But yeah, just wanted to jump on for a few minutes. Don't have a lot to say, but Mike, hey brother, how you doing? So I caught you on your break. Nice, nice. Well, um, I'll make this a fast one. Don't have a huge amount of stuff to talk about. I just want to get on here and say hey to everyone. I did want to, show this to everyone. Um, I know there's been, quite a few people that have tried out our beard wash. This is the new recipe. Um, Honestly, the first one was good. It was good. It did what it was supposed to do. But this one, by leaps and bounds, I think everyone is going to like it better. And it just came from feedback from the community. They they wanted more bubbles and lather, so this definitely has more bubbles and lather, so I think everyone will really like it, and it has all the, the good benefits that we want for our beard. It's got a good pH level. You can use it every day, no issues whatsoever. But yeah, so we got that. Tomorrow we're taking one last ride with um with these two guys right here. Been asked multiple times to put a butter out. So, you know, got the oils, got to restock on them. But by the end of May, they are going back in the vault. Hey, Chris, how you doing, brother? Happy Friday to you. Yeah, I was just going over, just talking about the new beard wash recipe that we've got. You know, tons more bubbles and lather. I think everyone will really enjoy it. Um, then tomorrow we have the butter editions that we did for Outlaw and Florida Sunrise. And I will say, I've got the Florida Sunrise oil in today, and then I mixed it with the Midnight Nectar butter. And man, I still, 5 o'clock this morning when I got up and got ready for work, I can still smell it. So it's a good one. That mixing stuff, I learned that from, I guess, Dynamite, and, just kinda been mixing ever since. It's good. It's good to mix things up and, try new stuff. But, yep, gotta do the wave. I don't have the octo beard. I got the tadpole beard right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna let it get any longer. Once when I start letting this get longer, the transparency gets really bad. Like right now, I probably need to cut about 2 inches off my beard, but I'm just too chicken to do it. But so anyways, so Mike's on break. Chris, what do you got going on today? Y'all got anything exciting going on in y'all's area? Any um family get-togethers or events that you're going to see some movies? I know we watched, some good ones, last weekend. They were B movies, but they were really good, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a huge TV person as far as, like, series. I like movies, I'm just not a really good TV person as for series, but we did start one that I tell you, I don't know if y'all like, the medical shows, but if you ever have an opportunity to watch The Pit, um, wow. You wanna talk about intense. It is good, really good. We'll see, Mike. Have a good evening, man. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend on the stream. But yeah, honestly, I didn't have a lot to say today. I just wanted to get on and, you know, talk about the new wash. If you get an opportunity to check this out, I think you'll be really pleased with it. And tomorrow, I'm actually headed to a barbershop in Hickory. It's about an hour away, but they are interested in carrying our stuff. So we're going to take a bunch of oils up there. We're going to take off. Obviously, we're going to take our washes and conditioners and some balms up there, just to see, if there's something that they would like. Not last weekend, but the weekend before, I was at another barbershop. This was local though; it's just right up the road, and it looks like we may be doing our beard with them as well. And he's possibly looking for some custom um, beard oils to just keep in his shop. So it's kind of cool. So that'll be we're already in one place in Clover called Modern Trend. It's a hair salon. My daughter and her husband, they just opened up a it's not a farmer's market. It's kind of like uh, I don't know, like a country store. They have a little bit of everything. So they have plants, they have produce, they have all kinds of home goods. Um, homemade baked goods, just all kinds of stuff. Well, they asked us to bring some of our products down there. So, I mean, we've got our men's line, then we have our ladies line down there. And so far, it's done really well. And Lisa has tore my tail up as far as sales there. They people really, really are enjoying her stuff. So, but it's kind of neat. So, but then we might be in another local barbershop. So that's three places local, and then possibly in the one we're going to go see tomorrow. So, I don't know. It'd be kind of neat. I hear Corey talk about it. I've heard Chris talk about it. Getting in shops and everything, and it don't have to be local. You can ship the stuff to them, but I've never really pursued it. So I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of taking the cue from them and, learning. You know, I go there to hang out with people, in the live streams, but I'm also taking mental notes too, because I mean, who better to learn from than, you know, Chris and Corey. But so anyways, that's what we got going on here. Other than that, it's just normal everyday stuff, worked all morning and then got off work and we did some packages and I'd had to do some labeling and everything to get ready for the release tomorrow. Um, but yeah, so the butters for uh, Florida Sunrise and the Outlaw, they go live tonight at midnight. So Jim's actually going to stay up past his bedtime to make sure that they are unhid from the website. So if anyone is interested, they'll be there. But they will only be there till the end of May, and then they will go into the vault. Um, they're not going away forever, but they're going to go in for a while. The next ones that will probably, well, not probably, they'll be going into the vault next will be Carolina Red, then Tiger Tail. So that was the college rivalry set. So it'll probably make its debut back out in when football season heads out. Um, we'll bring them back out for another run until football season's over. But yeah, they'll be going, and you're going to probably start seeing some of our stuff be thinned out on the website. I've been going back and look at some of the analytical, and there's just some stuff. I mean, it sells every once in a while, but it's hard to make sure that you have inventory for stuff and to justify keeping inventory for things that they're just not selling. When we could invest that money in stuff that is selling and then offer more, because I know people would love to have an oil, a butter, a balm, a cologne, a wash, a conditioner, but I know I've got like 36 different scents that are listed on the website, and then I got a few that, they're just collabs. They're not even on listed on the scent profile page. So there's really no way to be able to keep that amount of product scent profiles with everything that we know that the community So you're gonna start seeing some stuff come off. So, but I'm gonna do some uh, checking on the analytical. I'm gonna put some polls out too, because we want to have a tobacco line. Got to have tobacco. Jim's known for tobaccos. We have to have our barbershop and fresh line. Then I'm going to have a woodsy line and then a cologne line. But each one will only have maybe three, maybe four at the most in each one of those categories, and then we'll do probably a scent of the month. It'll have oil, butter, and cologne or balm. And I'll probably put a poll out just to see what everyone would like because colognes are it's an investment. They're not hard to make. It's just once you're in because there's a maturing process, and if someone wants the cologne, it's like an easy month before they're actually ready and strong enough to where, someone will really enjoy wearing it. So, I mean, I'll probably put a poll out just to see, what people would like. But but yeah, that's really, a lot of what's going on with us. There are going to be some changes, nothing bad. Um, I think we've got probably about half a dozen new scent profiles that will be coming out over the next couple months, and they will be at least oil, butter, and colognes. But they'll be, kind of like what we've seen. Uh, they'll be on the site for maybe a month or two. So I mean, don't be alarmed. If it's something that you do like, as long as you can remember the name of it. I've got everything in a recipe book, so even if it's not on the website anymore, I can still make it for you. It's no problem. It just depends on what you want made. Like I say, oil butter bomb, that's no big deal. Couple days, and I can have the labels remade. I can have the product made. No big deal. If it's a cologne that you want, I can still make it, but it's anywhere between a 2 to 4 week process of letting it mature to where it'd be something that you get the full strength of the fragrances. So, anyways, hey Chad, welcome, brother. Hope you've had a good Friday so far. Yeah, I was just catching people up on what's been going on with us. We've got new beard wash recipe. Um, Old one was good. This one has a lot more lather. It's got a lot more bubbles. Not that that means that it works any better, but it's just it's just a more enjoyable experience, for people. We've got a couple of oils that we had released. They were standalone oils, but so now we've got the butters that are going to go with them. But they will be leaving at the end of the month. They've been hanging out for I don't know, since I believe March of this year. So, yeah, it's like I was explaining to everyone, we're going to start looking at what we have on the website. And I've been looking at some of the other companies and everything and trying to model what they do just to make us better, make it a better experience. Because like I was saying, just on the website alone, I believe I have 36 different profiles, not including the ones like the collabs that we've done recently. They're not even on the scent profile page, they're just on the website alone. And just to be fair for the community to be able to offer everything that everyone or hard to be able to keep, oil, butter, balm, cologne, wash, conditioner, and that many profiles. You just can't do it. So going back and looking at the analytical, and please feel free to hit me up, and I will. I'll take you up on that if there's something that I can see you can help with. I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. It really does. And I'll tell you, that's one thing about this community that I love. Um, Companies helping each other out. I mean, I've talked about James from Top Hat, helping me from the very beginning. Let me see, Jacob, from Bane Blends. I mean, he's been a huge help. Chris from True North, he's been The guy that's kicked me in the butt to really, put some focus and really try to make things better, from a labeling standpoint. The biggest thing that I was concerned with at the time was, are the pictures pretty enough? Because I thought people wanted real pretty pictures and they help. But if you can't read what's on that label, I mean, what's the point of having a real pretty picture on there? I mean, people want to know what that stuff smells like. So talking to Chris and getting some pointers on how to make that better. But basically just the motivation just to get in there and work. Sometimes you might be tired, because I mean, I've got a regular job. Chad, I know you've probably got a regular job. Um, but when the regular job's over with, a beer product company owner, I mean, that's when their day begins. I mean, because I can't make beer products when I'm actually working, and sometimes I do get a chance to work from home, but, I mean, I can't pull out the oils and stuff and, start mixing stuff up and actually work my regular job. So, I mean, all that stuff has to be done after work or on the weekends. And, it's kind of nice to be able to, for me and Lisa to get out and get a chance to do stuff, either with each other, or with the grandbaby. So, I mean, you really have to, there's got to be a good balance. That's the thing. You have to have a really good work life balance because, this is actually, actually work two jobs, so, but yeah, Chris, I appreciate you. The way you share us out. You're always supporting us in the live streams. You know, with all the things that you share, that you're, sharing and stuff in the streams. I mean, y'all don't realize how much that means to me to know that, someone likes our product enough to where, I mean, they bought it, but they actually shared it out, social media on the live streams that, hey, I'm wearing small town traditions. I mean, because I hear True North, I've got this on for True North, or I got this on for, BHT. And just to hear people start saying, hey, I'm wearing small town traditions, man, I mean, that's it's a dream come true, because I mean, I love our stuff. Obviously, I'm going to love our stuff. I'm kind of biased. Hey, Miss K. Hey, Miss K. Hope you're doing good out there in sunny California. Um, but just to hear people talk about how much they enjoy it, man, I can't tell you how much that means to me and how much it means to Lisa. Because, like the other company owners, I mean, we're not by ourselves. We put a lot of effort into what we do to try to make it as enjoyable an experience, from basically from cradle to grave, from the conception of the profiles to the products, um, to the packaging, and then to make sure that, you have good customer service. I mean, you can message me any time of the night. Sometimes, yeah, I am actually up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have had those messages, come in at 2, and, I try to answer them if I can. Um, but normally, I'm up by around 5, and I'm checking my phone immediately just to see if there's anything on there, because I don't want people waiting around on a response. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I wanna give you the best experience that I can from small town traditions. It comes from, even I saw a post recently where someone was talking about taking negative reviews off of a um, a website. And honestly, we probably about 3 months ago, we had our first, it wasn't even a bad review. I can't remember how many stars. It wasn't 5 stars, but we did still have stars on there. So, I mean, it wasn't a horrible review, but the guy was disappointed. And, you know, it was tough because I've heard so many people talking about the same profile, how much they really enjoyed it. And this one person, they didn't say they didn't like it, they were just disappointed because I guess they had heard it hyped up so much, and it just didn't live up to their expectations. So, I'll be honest with you, I did go and look at the profile. I gave it, um, a once over, and honestly, I did go out and, buy some new fragrances. They were the exact same profile fragrances, but they were from different companies, and I think what we came up with, it's the same recipe, the same, um, mixture of fragrances to make up the final product, but it's got a more refined smell to it because after reading that, review, I could kinda see what they were talking about, and so I sent before I put it on the page, I did send this out to a few people, including the person that gave us the review, um, and they were like, "I don't even know what you did to this, but holy cow, it's so much better." It's got all the same stuff in it, it was just from a different company, and the company, they offered, a better product, so, I mean, I didn't take that review off the website, anyone can go on there and look at it, but we take all feedback, good or bad, and it's something that we can grow from. I mean, that's like the beard wash. I mean, bubbles, bubbles and lather doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that your beard's any cleaner because you have bubbles and lather. Nah, it doesn't. Is it a more enjoyable experience? Absolutely. So absolutely. So we took that feedback because I heard that from several people. They said it was good, but they would like this. And so, honestly, I think we have what they like, and so far, the response has been really well. I've sold so much more beard wash lately. Um, that could be because I'm trying to market it more, but maybe it's just a better experience. Let me see. A lot of it also could be just time to macerate when it comes. Right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I did learn that because I'm one of the most impatient people. Um, sometimes or not sometimes, I have in times past when we first started. I'll mix something up. It smells really good. I'll throw it in a bottle, throw a label on it, and put it out there. And when you have a real simple profile, you might be able to get away with that. But when you start getting into the more complex profiles, you might want to do just like what Chad said. You got to let it sit there and macerate for a little bit. I learned that with the colognes. I mean, you can't just put it in a bottle and um, you know shake it up and expect to wear it. I've got colognes that I made. One of them was for the scent profile. I don't know if y'all remember. It's called Hero. It was our Father's Day scent, and I'll be honest with you. I love the profile. It was very special to me. I made it in remembrance of my grandpa because he was the father figure in my life. So I mean, I wanted to do something that honored him. So we did everything, the oil, the butter, the balm. I added the cologne later, but I'll be honest with you, that cologne has been sitting now, or some of them. I've had to make new ones, but I've got a couple of them that have been sitting for probably about 3 months now, and the difference from, say, the time period from when you make it to when it's matured or sat for several months, it's just such a more deep, uh, complex scent profile. And then sometimes you'll let something sit and it actually doesn't smell that good. I've done that with stuff that I was really excited about. St. Patrick's Day, we released Highlands, and honestly, that really wasn't the first profile that we were going to release for St. Patrick's Day. I was going to take a more traditional route. I had a coffee, mint, and bourbon profile that I had dreamed up. and it had some other things in it, and I mixed it up, and it smelled really good. I actually made a really big bottle of it for myself because it was something that I felt like I really loved, and I used it a couple times, and after wearing it for a little bit, it was kinda like, I don't know, it just didn't the dry down of it, of the scents just wasn't good, and I still got the bottle that I've went back and smelled it after it sat for a little bit. I don't like it. I mean, it's just, so I mean, with the profiles that we're making now, we do let them sit for a while. I do send them out to testers now. I've the 6 that I mentioned, we do have, testers out right now, and I'm not gonna release them until, I start seeing the feedback, from the people, because I mean, if they're not any good, I don't want them to even hit the website. That's the thing. I mean, like the one I was really excited about for St. Patrick's Day. I mean, ugh, it wound up horrible. So I had to go back to square one. And Highlands turned out really good. It did. It turned out really, really well. But but yeah, no, Chad, great point on that. But yeah, so um tonight midnight, once again, Butters, Florida Sunrise, and the Outlaw will hit the website. Um, they'll be ready for this weekend. But then after, once May's over with, they are going in the vault, so they won't be on the website anymore. Like I say, the rivalry set, Carolina Red and um, Tiger Tail. That's horrible because Clemson is my team. So I couldn't remember the name of Tiger Tail. They'll be the next ones to go, and they'll come back. They'll come back during football season. But yeah, they're going to go in the vault for a little bit, and we'll, like I said, we're going to be trimming down our catalog a little bit. Um, anyone that's been on the site recently, you just don't see a big long list of profiles in a row. You see them in categories now. So, we have our tobacco section, the barbershops and fresh section, and so on. But those will be thinned down, and that thinning down is going to be due to what I see on the analyticals. Because if it's not selling, it just kind of needs to go away. Um, so you start seeing some stuff be trimmed off the site. But like I say, if you can remember the name of it, I can still make it. I've got everything written down, but I can't justify keeping inventory for stuff that's not selling. But in the same note, once we get everything trimmed down, we will start having uh, more, and they'll stick around for a month or two, but then they'll go in the vault, and that just constantly have something new coming out. But we will have our main line, and that's the thing. I think we do have to have some core sense. So there's some stuff that I've looked at, and they're not going anywhere. I mean, they are literally not going anywhere. So I mean, our original barbershop's not going anywhere. um Georgia Smoke is definitely not going anywhere. That one is, I can't hardly keep it on the shelf. Um, Tobacco Noir, Ironwood Reserve, those are not going anywhere. But you'll start seeing new tobacco scents come in, but they'll stick around for a month or two, and then you know, they'll take off. And the same thing with the barbershops. You'll have new barbershops come in, like we just had the Last Frontier, super popular. It was super popular. Um, but it's not mainline. It wasn't a mainline scent. So, it's gonna, after a couple months, it's gonna leave, but it's gonna make room for new ones. I've already got another barbershop scent that I am so excited to bring y'all. But I want to go ahead and let Last Frontier um have its time on the site. Um and Miss K, I'm working on a lotion for the collective. Jim learned how to make lotion. Uh, I made some for all the ladies in the family. But yeah, it was different. It was a magnesium lotion, which is so super cool. Real relaxing, super nice. Took the set profile from Midnight Nectar and used it. It doesn't have the honey, but it's got the all natural lavender, all natural vanilla. And I mean, it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, it just rubs right in. It's so nice. But I was going to go ahead and probably offer some lotion in, maybe a couple different profiles. Not all of them, definitely not all of them. I can't have, 20, 25 different lotions laying around, but we would definitely have one. And the collective was definitely one that I can offer that lotion in, even if we just made a few, Miss K. Let's see, Chris, collective oil was just delivered today. Ah, Chris, I can't wait to hear what you think about that, bro. I mean, seriously, and that one mixes so many good things. Um, I mean, the collective, and if you've got Santa's Reserve, ah, Santa's Reserve it's so good with that. Um, the collective, and believe it or not, the rivalry, Carolina Red, it's really good together. That's just like Midnight Nectar. It goes really good with pretty much anything. See, heck yeah, excited to hear what you think. Yeah. Um, but I've been messing around with some things. So the Midnight Nectar, everyone knows it is a real honey infused oil. There is no honey fragrance in that. Okay. So any honey that you smell in that, that is literally from a real raw honey. Um, so in that you have I had to put some preservative in there just because it is, raw honey. But um the benefits that you have from that, if you look up the benefits for honey, it is it's good for skin. It's a good stress reliever for skin. It actually, it's crazy, but if you read it, it actually draws moisture into hair. So, definitely, I mean, it was a shoo-in to put in a beard product. Um, but what I've been messing with is seeing what all else that would that oil blend would work with. And so the first one that I actually made a honey infused oil with in a different profile was Carolina Red. And I made that for my son-in-law because he's a huge Gamecocks fan. Loved it, totally loved it. So I don't know. It might be something that you might see later on as an option. Um, I might do it on a custom basis. If you want a the like a favorite scent profile in the honey blend. Now, before we did something like that, we may have to look at the profile that you're wanting because I don't think it would work with, say, a barbershop scent. I just, ugh, I don't know if it would work. But if you wanted, say, Georgia Smoke in a honey oil, might be good. Might be pretty good. Um, Tobacco Noir. Any of the tobaccos work really good. So it's something that I'm really thinking about. I've seen, honestly, like that's what I'm saying. Jim's looking at what the other companies are doing and learning. And I see some companies they have different, I want to maybe premium or step up blends for their profiles. And I don't want to get into the bird oils. I like the bird oils. I just don't feel like messing with them. I just no. Um, we are I'm not a vegan, but our products are vegan. Yeah, Jim's definitely a carnivore. But I just I don't wanna get into messing with the bird oils. We've talked about doing tallow, and I mean, I don't know. We might, we may not, but right now, everything we do, it's vegan. All of our oils are cold pressed. If there's ever a way I can just use all essential oils, I do. I don't have any fragrances that we offer that are strictly fragrance oils. Everything is either an all essential or it's an essential oil fragrance oil blend because I don't want you just to smell good. I want you to have some kind of benefit. Today I ordered some tobacco essential oil because y'all know as much as I love tobacco products, every tobacco scent that I have, even though it's got some essential oils and like the vanillas that are in there, which, that's not really an essential oil, that's an all natural oil, but it's not an essential oil. Uh, I lost my train of thought. The lavender that's in, Midnight Nectar, that's an essential oil. It's not a fragrance oil. But I've always been looking for a tobacco essential oil, and I've seen Tobacco Absolute. I've just heard, I think Pawpaws, I watched how he was working with it, and I looked at some of the comments that he had on it, and I was just like, "I don't think I wanna mess with Tobacco Absolute." But on the same side, I'm too lazy to do what Bunker is it Bunker Hill? Um, Beard Co? They are amazing. I don't know the terminology, but they make their own, tobacco essential oil. It's an amazing process. I think they distill it or something like that. Jim's too lazy for that. I'll be the first to admit Jim's too lazy. But today I found that it's actual tobacco essential oil. So, um, it's supposed to be here in a couple days. I'm gonna play with it, see if it can give me, what I'm looking for. So you might actually start seeing some, all essential tobacco oils coming your way. Um, you know, anything we can do all natural, is a plus. But yeah, all of our products, once again, they're all natural. The products themselves are organic. I haven't done the paperwork for us to be certified organic, so I can't say we're organic, but I can say that our products that we buy from the vendors, they are organic. All of our oils are cold pressed. Everything is cruelty free. So I mean, we just want to give you the best product that we possibly can. And I mean, that's why we do a lot of the stuff ourselves. Our labels, we do them ourselves. I, Labels are so expensive. If it's something to where I can keep the costs down and not have to pass it on to someone else, that's why, Jim wanted to try to make his own wash. I can make this probably cheaper than definitely what I could buy it for, and give you what I consider, a better product. Nothing against outsourcing something, because once again, this is the second recipe of this that I've had to do. So I mean, you have to do some research, but there's nothing wrong with outsourcing stuff. But Jim wants to see if Jim can do it because I don't want to have to up price it, um, and pass that along to y'all. Jim wants to offer you a premium product at a very, very competitive price. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think we do a pretty good job at that. You know, just from the support that we've had from the community. But anyways, once again, just wanted to jump on here. I wanted to say hey to everyone. I appreciate you coming on here. Like I say, one of these days I'm going to have to start scheduling these things. But I hope everyone has a great Friday. Uh, you know, I hope everyone has a safe Friday. I hope to see everyone on some of the live streams. Definitely, I think we got Tara and Chris tonight. Then we've got Bishop and um, um, Bearded Kin tomorrow. Then I know we have Baker on Sunday. Then if y'all are into wrestling, you got the the Suplex Syndicate on Sunday night as well. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and I hope to see y'all on one of them. But anyways, I hope everyone has a happy Friday, safe weekend, and talk to y'all later. Bye.